How do you catch the big stock swings that happen on a multi-day time frame? In this video, seasoned S&B prop trader Ryan Hassan gives you three real-world examples. I'm Mike Bellafiore, and we're one of the top proprietary trading firms located in New York City and proud to have developed numerous 7 and even 8-figure per year traders. Watch, take notes, and learn so you can grow your trading account.
In this video, I'm excited to share several new ideas with you today, all of which I expect are poised to make significant directional moves this week. And as always, I'm also going to give you my exact actionable trade plans with entry and exit targets. But before I do this, I want to discuss something with you called the shiny object syndrome. This is something that many traders, including myself, from time to time struggle with, and as a result, will lose money. Now, I refer to the shiny object as the most in-play stock with the wildest range and spread, volatility, and often lacking liquidity in key moments. So something like this often offers little to no edge, all right, for my system or other traders alike. And just because something is moving, for example, like VVOS last week on day one of its move, doesn't mean that there is an edge or that you need to be trading it. So before jumping into the hottest stock, you need to ask yourself a very simple and specific question. Do you have an edge? And have you identified a high probability setup? Or are you just jumping into the stock out of the excitement, emotion, and FOMO surrounding it? Now, traders, with that being said, let's jump into some new ideas, some fresh ideas for the week. And I'm excited to share these ideas with you because they're all diverse and they cover a wide array of different setups. So the first one is a breakout that is setting up in DoorDash, DASH. Now, breakouts continue to work in this market, and we saw that last week with the idea that I shared in AFRM, and that obviously had great continuation to the upside. What's interesting in Dash is that it's consolidated now beautifully right at its 52-week highs for a couple of weeks, and it's evident now with obviously we have resistance at 96, we have support at 93, and this beautiful consolidation has now set up perfectly with key levels. So going forward, if the stock can hold above 96 with authority this week, with an elevated Orville, I want to see a slight uptick in volume. And then I'm going to look to enter long half my desired size, holding above 96. And on that position, I'm going to look to risk about half an ATR, which puts me at around 94.50. So I'll be risking into the middle of the range. And the reason is because I don't want the stock to re-enter the range, especially the middle of the range, once it's held over 96 with volume with authority. Now, I'm going to get full size once the stock takes out the high from last week, 96.99. So let's call it 97. So once the stock trades above 97 holds, that's when I'll add to my position. And I'm going to raise my stop to 95.50, which is the resistance more cleanly on the hourly chart. All right, so 95.50 is right here. So that's where I'll raise my stop. And then from there, my first target to reduce a third of my position is 1 ATR. Let's go back to the daily chart. So that's going to be around about 100. And then from there, I'm going to trail my position using the hourly chart's higher lows and reduce my position by another third of each ATR in my favor until I'm entirely out. That works out to be around 107, or if I've been stopped out. And the time frame for the trade here is around 3 to 5 days. My second idea is in IWM, which had an unbelievable breakout last week, incredible breakout and momentum on Friday after lovely consolidation took place here. And basically, what I'm looking for in IWM is a pullback because I don't want to be the one that chases it after it had such a momentous move on Friday. So instead, I'm looking for a pullback and a higher low to enter for continuation to the upside. Now, for an entry, I'm going to look at the hourly time frame. So for an entry, I'm looking at the hourly time frame, and I'm looking for a pullback around 183.50 to 184 in this area. So I'm looking for IWM to have a pullback back into 184, back into some key levels, some support from the previous week. And I'm looking for buyers to step up, confirmation on the hourly chart. And if that takes place, I'll look to get long with a stop below that higher low, all right, as a new uptrend develops above the breakout area. other thing to keep in mind with the IWM after such a big move is that perhaps it needs a couple days of consolidation to digest the breakout. So perhaps it needs a couple days to consolidate just below last week's high and for price to stabilize a little bit. If that is the outcome, then I'll look to buy a secondary breakout if we break out of that multi-day consolidation. But my ultimate target for the IWM is 190, and I'll give this position once I've entered on a secondary breakout or on the higher low. I'll give it a full week to play out or potentially to stop me out. Now, my third idea is in several different small cap stocks, but I'll give you an example in one of them. And basically, I'm looking to short pops in small caps that were part of the theme last week, which was just low float small cap mania. Now, there was a lot of fantastic opportunities last week in small cap stocks in a variety of different stocks, different floats, different sectors. But coming into this week, the stocks that have already failed, the edge now for me is to the short side if they do experience any liquidity pops, any dead cat bounces. RDHL is experiencing one this morning on a further PR, but sticking to my plan, I'm looking for secondary pops in stocks that failed cleanly last week, specifically ALT, CYTO, MINM. And how I go about this is I just set alerts for potential bounce zones in those stocks. I don't watch them actively each day. I just set alerts, and once those alerts go off, if the stock trades into those potential levels of resistance and fail zones, that's where I'm going to be watching very closely to see if we get failure and a level to trade against on the short side. So for example, in ALT, and I'll switch to the hourly time frame here. In ALT, what I'm looking for is for the stock to trade higher into 3 potential failure zones in order to get short for an intraday swing short. So first, I'm looking for the stock to trade into this 4,410 area, which was a bit of an area of support, then turned resistance on Friday. If that fails and we trade into this 4,410 area, we have a failure intraday. I'll look to get short, and I'll look to place a stop just above that failure zone, so realistically around the high of the day. And then I'd look to be taking profits into around 350 area on the day. Now, other potential failure zones that I'll be watching for if the stock trades higher than I think would be around 450 to 480, another potential level from the previous day. And then the final zone that I'm looking at would be a push into 480 or 5. It's a bit higher than expected. I don't believe that the stock will retrace this high, but I am prepared, if it does, to keep a very close eye on it because this is another failure level, resistance level. That's where we got a big bounce to right at VWAP on Friday. This is where the level comes from more cleanly. And so if we do get a pushback into there and failure, that's where I would look to be aggressive once it's confirmed and I have a level to trade against, targeting a move back to 350. Very similar thought process in the other names such as CYTO. Very similar plans with levels planned out, looking for secondary bounces into key levels. Same thing in MINM. And so really that idea is spread across multiple stocks. But again, it's something I can just set alerts for and let price confirm it for me. And that is this week's watch list, guys. Good luck, and I will see you next week.
So you're an active trader, not doing as well as you want, not doing as well as you deserve, and you just can't figure out why you can't become profitable no matter how hard you try. Well, let me show you why. This is your competition. The traders in this room. This room right here is full of elite traders, some of whom are making 7 and even 8 figures a year. In fact, our top guys have made nearly 20 million each in net trading profits in a single year. Let's head to my office so I can share more. So you're probably used to seeing videos of lavish trader lifestyles, trading gurus trading off of a laptop for an hour a day, heck, maybe even 15 minutes a day, and then them relaxing on some secluded beach for the rest of the day. Well, all I can tell you is that our traders train like pro athletes. They live and breathe the markets and are continually working on their trading skills. Because at our firm, that's what we found it really takes to make it in this game. I'm Mike Bellafiore, co-founder and managing partner of SMB Capital, one of the world's top proprietary trading firms located in Midtown Manhattan. And we're always looking for trading talent to hire and develop. And not just to trade in-house on our desk, but also to trade from their own home, entirely using our firm's capital. And we have numerous traders doing just that, allowing them to make upwards of 7 figures trading the firm's capital without risking their own money. But to even get a shot at something like that, you need to have the right training. That's why we're doing a new free online presentation in which we share how you can get an interview with SMB to become an in-house or remote trader, trading firm capital without risking yours and gaining access to all of our firm's coaching and resources. And the best part, you don't have to be a profitable trader yet. In fact, we prefer to mold profitable traders with our methods and our techniques. That's why we have just 3 simple criteria that can earn anyone an interview. We're looking for highly ambitious and determined traders who fit our culture first and foremost. So if you believe that could be you, sign up for the free 1-hour online presentation by clicking the link that's in your top right corner of your screen now.